Hey guys, welcome to the Ikigai podcast. This is episode 9. I don't know I forget when I say this stuff, bro. But I'm on. Yeah.
I head out, dude, but dude, I just finished.
Let's go on.
And
Congrats,
rendering took forever, but that's okay.
you want
Are
to
you
say something before you leave, bro?
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, we just started.
Yeah, we just started.
Yeah. Hi guys, enjoy the podcast.
All right.
You guys
Yeah.
take care. I'll see you later.
See ya. See
All
ya.
right. See ya.
The title should be like featuring new guests on.
True.
All right, see you guys. See you
Alright,
guys.
see ya.
All right. See ya. Oh
Okay,
my.
but I'm here with
Hey, what's up? It's me, Brian.
and today Un is not here with us. He has graduation stuff to deal with, and he's going to a party with with some of his friends, and he was just finishing editing a little montage, a little skit for them. So and it's a
Yeah.
surprise for them. So I hope it turns out well. Me, Brian, and a couple of our friends, Ryan included, and another friend named Jacob. Um, we did the skit. We helped him do the skit, and we are actors. Brian held the camera, and then I also help do the editing because he doesn't know editing as well as I do. Given that he doesn't edit too much as I do, but yeah, and he just finished everything. So let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Let's go. But yeah. Also, like going back to that skit that we worked on together, it was like it actually kind of felt sick because it was a production that like we all worked on.
Yeah.
Like this in a way it felt like it was something what we were gonna do um eventually when we get into the studio, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's
Yes.
um,
It kind of felt it just kept felt sick to do. It was like it was a lot of fun and a lot of hard work and a lot of organizing, but yeah, it was we went to like a park to like shoot at. We went to you know like a soccer field, like a clearing area. Oh man, it was sick.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Like what was it? Uh, what am I thinking about? Oh, yeah. So yeah, we might do more skits in the future. I think that is something that we want to go
Yeah.
down.
It might be fun, yeah, just to do. A lot like like Joel Haber, Caleb City, Long Beach
Yeah,
Griffey.
those guys are really funny.
Yeah, get a foothold with, filming and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just really nice. Something I can edit, like actually edit too. It's not like, cutting, pasting sometimes, putting some text in there. Yeah, it's a little bit different. And I know we have a lot of gaming stuff on here, and I want to kind of pivot towards,
Yeah,
doing
what we
other
actually
things.
do.
Not because
Mhm.
gaming is bad or boring. It's just that you can't just always rely on it, and I don't
True,
think we
true.
should be relying on it.
Yeah, especially since, we're a studio, so yeah, that makes sense.
And also, it's like, what is it? How do I put it into words? It's like I guess the series are ending, so we gotta find something else. And I think going into the summer, we
Mhm.
have a lot more time doing stuff, and I want to be able
That's
to
true.
put my effort into it because I won't be going to school during the summer. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna work on that and do that. That'll be fun.
Mhm.
I have some again. I have the thing planned for June, but seeing how things are going right now, I think we're gonna start production of it during June. Not really
Mhm.
production, but start. I'm gonna start working on it in June and probably release it in July. I don't know, cause I plan
Right.
to make it a 3-part series. If you guys don't know
Mm.
what I'm talking about, watch like the Valentine's Day February podcast. I think that's episode 6.
Yeah, not sure, but yeah, that will provide, I think, a bit of context as to what Kevin's
I
talking
just
about.
don't know what to call it, so I'm just calling it a project.
Ah,
I'm gonna be honest. You know.
right. I mean, I think that's what we call all of our projects, like when we don't know what to call them, right? Just projects. Project Land, for example.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, so that's the gist of everything going down recently. It's been pretty fun. I really don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing in this podcast by ourselves. It's kind of scary.
Yeah,
Um,
it does like. Firstly, it felt weird that like we were for the first time we weren't gonna have on on the podcast. And secondly, we quickly realized that we taken him for granted because literally right before we pressed record, Kevin had to go into the podcast to remember the outro.
yeah, Un's a really good asset in that way, you know. Of
Yes.
course, he's like good in like having the conversations because sometimes I just don't know what to say. I don't really pitch in, and Un's always there. He's good with the transitions as well, keeping us in
Mhm,
pace.
yeah,
He's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So it does feel rather strange to not have him here,
Mm.
and almost scary even.
Yeah, but I mean, he's gotta do what he's gotta do. It's his graduation, and I'm proud of him for being able
Yeah, that's
to take that step.
fair.
Because sometimes you can't put yourself first, and I think sometimes that's more important, especially in. I think during your graduation, it's okay to be selfish. You know, it's
Hmm.
that's your time. You know, and you want it to be special, and I think that's 100% okay. And
Yeah,
you know,
despite the fact Kevin has yet to graduate.
all right, man. But
uh, but yeah, that's definitely true. You know, graduation is. I don't know. It doesn't. When I graduated, I never felt different, but there was definitely a transition there. Like and a realization. That, oh yeah, starting out, I'm gonna be an adult. I don't know how to do it.
yeah, and yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I can already
Yeah.
tell. And like it's a lot of it's oh my god, I think my voice cracked a little bit. But it's in uh it's in a lot of anime. There we go. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
there it
want to say
is.
on for some reason. I guess I just miss un.
We miss on too much.
Yeah. But it's in a lot of anime, so it's
Mm,
I assume it's an important part of some people's lives, so might
yeah.
why not make it the best?
Yeah,
So
y'all, if you're like getting ready to graduate out there, like something to definitely like recommendations, watch K-On, Hibike, and or Place Further Than the Universe. Great shows to watch before you graduate, frankly. And if you've already graduated, watch them. They're still good, They instill a sense of how should I put it? Passion, I guess. A bit of let's do something for once in my life kind of feel.
yeah, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah.
yeah. Speaking
So
of which, actually,
yeah, yeah. What were you gonna say?
what was it? I don't know what going to talk about how the summer's rolling around, and I think we talked about this last night, but we can get back on our anime grinds that we used to do over the summer.
Oh yeah, dude. I really want to watch a lot of anime. Like
Yeah,
anime
that's
coming this season. Like there's one that Ui Mama animated.
yeah, it came out, didn't it? It debuted already, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on like episode 7. I read the manga and the manga is pretty interesting, and so I just want to see how the anime is doing it. There's one
Hmm.
where it's called like I Shaved My Head. I read that manga. It's about like
Oh.
I think they call it JK, right? Juniors or whatever, underage
Hmm.
people.
Okay.
And yeah, she goes and lives with this guy. And yeah, and they just go through life, and he teaches her, stuff, life lessons, I guess.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah, yeah, it's just wholesome.
That sounds
Um,
nice. Yeah.
I still gotta finish Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Please don't hit me. But the weird thing is that I thought I was on episode 5, but turns out I think I was on episode like what, 10?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so you were really close to like actually being at the end of the series.
Yeah, so I guess I just dropped it.
Yeah.
But knowing where I was at that time, it was reasonable. But I'm happy that I got to rewatch some of it, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh man. But also just like thinking back, right? Like, um, so how I think basically how Kevin and I got started was actually like essentially watching anime together as like just the two of us chilling. Like I believe last summer we just sat on my bed and just like watched what was it Azoken? We watched Whisker Away. What else?
Um,
What else was there?
Hello
We watched
World,
Hello World. Yeah. Oh,
Anthem the
the
Heart,
movie.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second movie. He became
Yeah. Yeah.
movie. No, he became
Yeah.
movie was no, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but we did rewatch it on at your bed actually with your monitor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was during winter.
Oh, that was winter, right? Yeah. Oh man, but still,
Yeah.
it does provide for us. Summer can what's it give us a sense of you know nostalgia for moments like these.
Yeah.
It's nice to just sit down with your bro, watch some anime that you both enjoyed since childhood. It's nice, and you know as you get to talk about it a lot, and it's I don't know a lot of anime. I wouldn't say call it hit or miss for the season. There are very, I guess it's just very interesting. What's coming out this season.
Yeah. For me, frankly, I'm not a big fan of like Uzaki or
Hmm.
Nagato, right? I mean, I read the
Yeah.
manga, but I dropped them at this point because I mean they're good. Don't get me wrong, and I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure I read Uzaki during like its infancy, like very early on. I remember
Hmm.
reading that.
Yeah.
Um, and so I still think Uzaki is pretty good. I think Nagato. Am I saying that?
Nagatoro.
Yeah, Nagatora or Toro. I don't fucking know. It's still pretty good. Like I read both, but I don't know. Sometimes it's just like those slice of life is like
They're more suited to the manga stage than the anime stage.
no, I wouldn't say that. I think
No.
anime always
Okay.
provides something interesting to the table,
Hmm.
especially
Right.
with like music and visuals and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I just want something more, I guess, concrete in a way.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah.
Like it's not like I hate, anime like that. It's just that like right now at this moment I just want something more concrete, solid.
Yeah.
Like I just
Hmm.
want to watch something that has
Something with like an overall narrative to it, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Not saying Nagatoro, not saying that not like these anime don't have a narrative. It's just that it's not as apparent and it's not as clear, especially at the very beginning. You
yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, and that's something I feel like I don't know. I think I'm under the same camp with that as well. It's just that I don't know. To put it, I guess very harshly and very bluntly, I don't mean to. I think I'm exaggerating. I'm definitely exaggerating. It's just kind of boring for the first like couple episodes. Like
Oh, yeah.
nothing really happens. Like, and it's weird because that's slice of life, isn't it? Like nothing happens in slice of life. But like you look at something, say Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, right?
Yeah.
Cool. But when you look at a slice of life like that, and stuff is happening. You see, say Kobayashi growing as a person and finding joy in her family. I suppose you see Kana finally getting I guess the parent she never had.
Yeah.
It, there are interesting elements to it. Whereas say like Uzaki, they just kind of dance around each other, and it doesn't. And while it is subtle progression, it doesn't feel like it's there, and as a result, it feels less engaging, I guess.
Yeah. 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 I
I don't
mean,
know if I'm speaking nonsense or not, if I'm being too critical. I don't mean to be too critical. I do love um, both those stories. Again, I'm still keeping up to the manga to this day.
yeah,
So,
and it's like we watch skilled teaser Tanaka. No, Tanaka.
Yeah,
It's not
Tanaka.
Tanaka. Is it?
Oh wait, is it? I thought it was
It's T-A...
Takagi. We're stupid.
Tagagi. Yeah, Tagagi.
Yeah, there it is.
So
Good.
we still we I know me and Brian both love that show,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think it's just that like it's just the mood at the
yeah,
moment. Like I'm just not feeling it.
yeah. Maybe that probably is what it
Like I
is.
want to watch like we even watch the Rio's work is never done, and that's not even too concrete, I guess. Like
Mm, I don't know. That might be. I guess it's like
like
it's
on like a on paper type of thing.
yeah, yeah. True, true.
But like I don't know. I think it's just because it's like super mainstream right now, and just like I don't want to watch. Like I just don't want to be involved in something big. I guess is the real
Mhm.
answer to it.
Yeah, maybe it's like becoming too mainstream, right?
Yeah, and it's not that like me and Brian hate mainstream. It's
Yeah,
just
it's just
that
that
like
we tend to avoid it, like seemingly for no reason as well.
yeah, I think we just want to. It's like one of those things where it might just be subconscious to us to like avoid the crowd based on
Yeah,
how we are as people and
yeah,
how we want to be this sort of special type of person.
yeah. Something that kind of stands out, you know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's never a good thing sometimes because,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that like we're acknowledging our downsides, but
Mm.
you know, it's just I don't know. I just don't wanna. It's not like the
Yeah, maybe.
community's even bad either. It's just that
Yeah,
I just
it's
don't want to
just
be a part of it right now.
yeah. Maybe it gets oversaturated. Maybe that's what we're thinking as well.
Yeah. Well,
But
it could also be the fact
it's
that like
weird.
some people just really like it a lot, and I just don't have that same feeling, and so I just
Yeah,
don't.
so like we kind of just like we don't want to rain on their parade, so we
Yeah,
avoid it.
I don't want to be that guy who just doesn't fit in, I guess.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah,
I just don't want to be. It's uh like I like it. It's like when someone's super hype about something, but you can't really relate.
yeah,
It's that sort of feeling, I guess.
yeah.
Is
So
what
it's
I'm.
like might as well like move away from it. So it's like you know it's not hurting anyone.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird
it's
feeling.
weird. Yeah, again, it's just something we've always tended to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Granted that we still like. I think once everything dies down, we'll probably watch it. Like shows like One Punch Man. Me and Brian's watch.
Yeah,
That was pretty
that was a lot of
mainstream.
fun. Yeah,
Assassination Classroom was pretty mainstream back in the day.
yeah, but we came in anime like late, quote unquote, at
Yeah.
the time, and we watched. So yeah, we watched Assassination Classroom after it came out, way after it came.
Yeah. So I assume that like we'll watch it eventually. I think.
Yeah, it's something that we kind of always bounce back to at
Yeah.
some point.
Especially like me and Brian have avoided shows like Attack on Titan, but I heard it's really good and like I really want like I mean it's not I really want to get into it, but like it would be nice to get into that as well. But
Mm,
again, I'm a slice of life boy, so it might take me
yeah.
a little while to make that jump.
Mm,
So
yeah. Speaking of like being like slice of life boy or like having a genre to your name, right?
yeah.
Like, at least in general. I when I was I'm yeah, as you know I'm doing a script or an analysis script on Hana Yamata.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, which is okay. So for a bit of context, Hana Yamata is a show about girls trying to I guess run a Yosakoi club, and it's actually for me. I know Kevin didn't find it as fun. I found it incredibly profound because the word for it. But as I was writing it, I quickly learned that I was like, and I was like writing down all of, like, I was just writing, and I was like saying, oh yeah, I shows similar to this, or like Girls on Panzer, um, what's it, Yudu Camp, all those shows, and I quickly realized, oh shit, I'm a cute girls doing cute things kind of guy, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. I think
Uh,
you.
it's- that's just something I'm like realizing now. But it's not like I like all cute girls doing cute things shows though. Like the asteroid anime or like the rifle anime. As interesting as those shows could have been, I was too into them, and maybe I need to give them a second chance. But I don't know. I didn't click with them. At least not the way I did for, say, Hana Yamata, Girls on Panzer, High School Fleet. You know,
Hmm.
it's just yeah.
I mean, there's always hit and misses in genres,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
especially for as a viewer, you always have different things that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
sorry, I'm moving my mic. But like, yeah, when I watched Hana Yamata, I mean, it was a decent show. Like, I didn't hate it. Of course, I finished it. But I at that point I just finished watching some other shows, and I was looking for a certain thing, and I didn't find it in Hana Yamata, and that's how life goes sometimes.
Mm,
Well, I give it a second watch, maybe down the line, but not the moment.
yeah. Mm.
I mean, the song is a banger, I will admit, but that's just
Yeah.
how the cookie crumbles. I don't know if that's the right terminology or phrase to say at this moment.
I think it's particularly though like I remember watching the rifle anime, and one of the differences I kind of, as I'm thinking about it now, is that all the anime that I've like listed, High School Fleet, Girls on Panzer, Hana Yamata, etc., the characters always start off with, oh, and fishing anime, right? That was it. I think it's like Hokago Table Nishi or something, which is translated as my diary days at the breakwater or something, which
Oh,
is both very strange but also sure.
but also sure.
What's it? Yes, that okay. So that is an anime I watched last summer. Also very fun. I loved it. But one of the differences between that and the rifle anime is that I found the characters, in either a low state or a developing state where they're like just trying to find themselves or trying to learn something new, or at least want to, or at least are unwilling to learn something. Basically, they develop. I guess in short, they develop, which, and it's so, for me it's so fascinating to see these characters, um, like
Oh,
either.
yeah, mute Discord. Give me a second. But yeah, you can
Yep.
continue.
Yes. Yeah. So it's so interesting to me to see these characters develop either a state where they in which they don't want to develop, or a state where they just kind of find themselves thrust into a role in which they originally didn't want to play a part of, but eventually are like, yeah, this is something I kind of have to do, and something that will ultimately benefit me in the end and make me grow as a person. And I've always, I guess, like those kinds of stories. It's, I don't
Yeah,
know, it's
they're
very
wholesome.
touching, I guess.
I mean, for you, I think you relate to it more so than other people. So,
Mm,
as you're still, I guess, somewhat in that stage, and you're still,
yeah.
and,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. I think that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I just really like what's the show that I really, you know, I don't think I talked about this too much, but dude, I'm still so sad about Her Blue Skies. That song was a banger. That song had a banger,
Oh
but it just
man.
couldn't. It just couldn't perform. Like, and I know. I think that's just me with my personal preference. I think definitely a lot of people would like the show as well, but like,
Mm. Or movie
yeah,
even.
yeah. I mean movie. But
Yeah.
I came in there looking for a lot of songs, and they only sang once, and I was so sad. I was so sad, dude. Like, I'm still waiting for that. Like, I know there's Kara on the Tuesdays, right? But I'm still looking
Yeah.
for that one music anime where it's like K-On, but
Like Kaon or like EPK even. Yeah.
just something else. I just want something like that. Yeah, I think that's why I'm still looking for that one show.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I heard Fuka, I think is the name of the show, with like the blue
Hmm.
hair girl. I heard they're
Yeah.
like a band as well, but it's like I don't know. I heard some people like it. I heard some people hate it. So
Mm.
I'm hesitant to give it a try.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe I will.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot of things on my mind. I think at the moment, like at the moment, I want to work on just editing, writing scripts, just being able to produce things that I like, rather than
Yeah.
and having anime as a break. So I'm not really looking for anything too new. I just want to watch good shows. You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's what the duality, I guess, isn't it? Like, you love anime so much so that you want to produce it, but then you become too busy to actually like watch it.
But I mean, I think that's with like a lot of AniTubers and stuff like that. Like
Mm,
compared to like the quote unquote normal anime fan, I think AniTubers have like the least amount of shows watched
mm.
in comparison. Cause like I remember someone had like 1,000 anime watched, while like I was like looking at like other people and they only had like 200 or 300 or whatever.
Yeah,
Might be over exaggeration, under exaggeration. I don't remember the numbers too
yeah,
much.
but in general, that's kind of something that we noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
in a way that in a way that almost feels sad. Not gonna lie, like.
I don't think so.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just I don't have enough time to like it's hard. It gets harder to spend time with a medium you love. You know,
But you're spending more time inside of it.
that's true. That is true. Yeah,
It's like,
like it doesn't take away from the appreciation of it, but it takes away from
I mean, I
the
think you gotta look at it that you're spending more hours within the anime industry rather than
Mm,
just looking at it from a window or something like that.
yeah.
And I
I guess
think that's really cool.
that is true. Yeah, that is interesting. Although I think that somewhat limits your perception sometimes, right? Because you're not when you're focused on your own work, you don't have enough time, nearly enough time to see what other people are doing. I don't know if I'm phrasing that correctly. Like you don't have enough time to watch as many. Oh man, no, that's phrased weirdly. How should I put this?
I mean,
It's like,
I think I know where you're getting at. Where like you get inspiration, you get like this sort of feeling from anime, you know,
mm,
from just
yeah,
watching new anime. Like if you just watch your own stuff, you're gonna get dulled by that.
in a
So
way, yeah.
so when you watch new things, you get inspired. You get these different feelings. You get to see, what someone else is doing and how they're doing it, and then you can
Mm,
take that and refine it and do whatever you want
yeah,
with. I think that's what you're
yeah,
going for, right?
yeah, mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And I think that's true, but I mean, we'll have to see with time because I do think that you know
Hmm.
we will have time to watch anime. It's just that it's not going to be as prevalent because we have other more important matters to deal with, and that's ourselves. It's our
Yeah,
own stuff.
that's true. Yeah, was a mentality I think we very much carry on from the late Monty Ume.
Hmm. I mean,
um,
just be happy that you're making something, and people will be happy for it. I think is
yeah,
always an important
that's
thing.
true. That is true. Yeah, that is absolutely the most important thing.
But that's. I was about to say that's how the cookie crumbles again, but
That's how the cookie crumbles.
I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, in a way,
Yeah.
um, like in a darker way. There is a darker aspect to all of this. As much as we talk about how cool it is, like there are a lot of troubles that I think come with, or at least a lot of upcoming troubles that will eventually come with anime production. Like
Oh yeah, definitely.
like we've seen we not seen it firsthand, but we've seen people talk about it and kind of I don't know. It's a scary thing. Like, for example, Ruby, right?
Yeah.
uh, I talk about Monty but there are a lot of and as so much potential as the show had, there are issues that come with it. Say, budgeting, inconsistency with ideas, a dip. Not is it right to say a dipping quality? I don't know if that feels weird to say.
That's subjective.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like how should I put it? Like
Change.
yeah, a sun right turn. I guess right in the way things were done. You know, and it's one of the I guess it's one of the reasons why I also look at say game design videos because I see similarities in which you kind of have to conduct your work in order to make a product and also in art for that matter.
I mean, sometimes the thing that sucks is that it's not up to you.
Yeah, that is true. That does suck.
Like,
Yeah.
Producers and higher
Mhm.
ups want this to be done this way, but you know that it's not the right way to do it. I
Yeah,
think
true.
that sucks. I'm afraid that, maybe I'll be that guy and
Yeah.
I'll screw over something, but
Yeah.
I mean, we can only hope and pray, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, we'll like in theory we'll be our own bosses, right?
I mean, yeah, but like the artists that we don't really have knowledge in, we might screw
Oh
them over.
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And that's the thing that I'm like most afraid of.
But I think that's where we step towards the KyoAni route, right? Like, because I think KyoAni is a lot more, at least from the way they do their techniques and how I see it from the way people talk about them. Their animators are a lot more free to do what they want in a way, right?
Yeah, but I think it's also like, we'll have to see, like it's such a weird windy path, and
Mm,
like there has to be downsides and upsides to organizing a studio in a certain way, and I
that's
think that's
true.
going to
Yeah.
be
Especially in the states, right? I guess.
yeah, with different
I guess. Yeah,
differing
different.
opinions and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
There's conflict of interest sometimes.
yeah, that is always a big thing.
Yeah, different themes you want to address, different uh, you know, approaches you want to deal with the story. Film is a very complex kind of medium, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's what makes it interesting. There's no perfect thing, but
mm,
trying like it's impossible to get the perfect film, but
mm,
striving for it, I think is really sick.
true. Again, from the late month, the goal isn't to be, I guess. I think never mind. I said this quote last time. I think never mind.
Oh,
It's and I already forgot. I forgot the exact words, so I'm not gonna quote it again.
yeah. Quotes are super fun, dude. Though,
Yeah, yeah. I hope I get to be quotable someday.
for the right reasons.
Yeah, for the right reasons.
Yeah.
um,
I don't know. I have a lot of quotes that I always have in mind, and I know my math teacher. He always puts up quotes of like the day and stuff like that, and I think that's super sick.
yeah,
Um, and if I ever become a teacher, I'm gonna put quotes every day. I think they're super cool.
yeah. That's another thing as well. I think I definitely talked to you about this before, but I think I find it interesting to be a teacher. Like as much as I say like sometimes hog on my or what's it criticize professors and teachers and the education system in general. I think being a teacher is so interesting, and it's an occupation I often toyed with in my mind at least.
Yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to be a teacher one day, but
Yeah.
I found out that like I suck at explaining things. I always go like the weird route of explaining things, and I just find it
Yeah, same.
like it's I don't know. I don't think I'm fit to be one, but I mean I could be one, but I don't know. It's kind of weird in that way.
Hmm. Definitely.
That's something where you need experience from,
Yeah, you gotta be not only an eloquent speaker, but also good at explaining the thing.
and also just be a good person to your students.
Yeah, patient, very patient. Yeah, jeez. Like I thought I was a patient dude back, but like after like listening to the garbage that teachers go through, just that's like
Yeah.
a snap. I would definitely snap.
I mean, some teachers have snapped before,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but no more pomegranates. I mean, that was like a demonstration, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah. Oh
I
man.
forgot what it was for, like the demonstration, but I think it was like for a history class or something.
Yeah. Maybe.
Who knows? I think history classes are interesting. You can do
Yeah.
like so many weird, like
Yeah.
activities with it that are pretty
Yeah.
fun. Like I
I
remember,
find history always the most fun class, I think, aside from like art classes and stuff.
yeah. For me personally, I think math is very interesting. If I
Hmm.
had to teach what is it, a class, I would do math
Hmm.
because it really is like writing a form. Like it's easy to explain,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just have to do the work and just be like, that's how it's done, and help people understand it. I think math is cool in that way, and it's very, I guess I would say, undefined as a subject as well.
Hmm.
Because history is like the history of mankind. Math is a concept. I guess same thing with like science and stuff, where like, but math is like it's something that we created that somehow works. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's weird,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny actually. Yeah. Now that you mentioned that.
but
Yeah. For
yeah,
me, it's yeah. So along similar lines, I would definitely teach. Yeah, I mean, I would love to teach. Film and writing. I guess creative writing. That's always a fun notion for me. Although that said, I do remember my creative writing class, and I remember my head got incredibly big in that class.
oh yeah, I remember some kid called you an elitist, and you're like, what? So
Yeah.
that was pretty funny. But I mean, I just I'm going back to that same creative writing class. I just hope that my teacher doesn't hate me because I left and now I'm rejoining my senior year.
Dude, I mean, she liked me, so I'm sure she'll like you.
I'm sure she will too. I'm just interested in if I had to follow the assignments or not
Hmm.
because I did like 2 year gap.
Right.
So,
You're in your what is it? This is your second time doing creative writing, right?
yep.
Oh, okay. I think you do get to do your own thing.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna ask is
Yeah.
like, yo, can I instead of writing, can I edit stuff instead? Like edit
I,
writing.
yeah, I mean that's one of the sick things about that class, I think. And I think in most classes they give you a lot of freedom to do stuff. Like even I took a photography class last semester, and what's it? We just got to go ham with our photos, and it was genuinely a fun and interesting experience. And I've learned a lot as a result of it. Um, like knowing, say, Naoko Yamada used that medium to innovate her own art further. I was like, you know what? Surely there's something in here that might be interesting, right? And I found it. It was so fascinating to see just how one image can create so much meaning, and then I'm like, and film is just like millions of those photos, so I'm
Yeah,
just like,
it's crazy, dude. Like
yeah, yeah,
24 frames a second. Sheesh.
yeah.
Um, I think what am I thinking of? But oh yeah, here I remember when I was doing my class, I originally didn't want to take creative writing because I
Mm-hmm.
needed to have like a consecutive class, right?
Yeah,
But for me, I chose photography and animation. This is my high school class, by the way. And it's kind of crazy that my high school has animation and photography.
yeah. We are very lucky to be, I think, to be in the school that we are there, because I don't think a lot of other places have opportunities like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. But yeah,
so
I signed up for
we're
those
very good.
classes thinking that, like they would help correspond with each other. Because it's like the next stage up. Yeah, blah blah blah. Apparently not. And I'm like, oh. Well, I mean, it was asking for a consecutive class, so I think I was asking for a little too much. But I mean, I think it could have worked. Photography, animation. I mean, it's like half of like the same tomato coin, two sides of the same coin. Yeah, that's the way to put
Yeah,
it.
like it's still they're both art forms, you know.
Yeah, but dude, animation is gonna be weird because here's the thing: there's like different types of animation,
Mm.
and because if you have to do a full blown animation, that's hard on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because you have to do all like the in betweens, choose all the colors yourself, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have like that animation for like muzzle flashes, where that's more VFX, and that's still technically animation.
Right.
So I wonder how this class is gonna go, and if we will animate or if we're just learning about animation.
Right.
Because I know a prerequisite for animation was digital art, but because my school does not have digital art, which is weird, but it's whatever. Good for me because I don't have to do that prerequisite. But I wonder, if because there's no prerequisite, how is the class gonna work?
Operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do I have to be good at drawing? Because I assume if I need to draw, I always got stick figures animations, which aren't the worst. They're actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen with I think Alan Baker.
Alan Becker. Yeah, I
Becker.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, he does stick figure animations. They're super cool. I've seen a lot that are super cool. So
Yeah, like was it Slush Invaders? I remember Ryan showing me that. That was sick.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So I think it's interesting to see. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for next year. The problem is I do have to drive, which I am not a good driver yet, but I need to learn. Summer's coming up, so hopefully I can drive more, you know,
Yep.
get up to a standard that I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, life is it's moving, and I'm quite interested in where I just want to go.
Yeah.
Compared to like the last year where we started, I think we were in summer, we were chilling. I think it was very interesting. Like we were just like mad chilling, talking to Unt, being like, "Yo, this studio one day we're gonna make this studio happen." And we never really
Mhm.
started a YouTube channel until what, November?
Yeah.
And that was when it all kick-started, I think. Like
Yeah.
I don't think like obviously like it probably would have started nonetheless, but I mean I got back into editing, getting back into that groove, just becoming faster at it,
Mm.
refining my skills, even though it's just simple cuts. I think it's still helping, because I
Mhm.
still think I'm in my infancy age, but
Yeah.
that's there. I know you took a photography class, and that's helping you a lot, and you have like this camera now, and you're able to do stuff with it. And then on
Ayo.
with him composing, I think finally taking that leap, I think is
Yeah.
very cool, very
Yeah,
interesting.
we're all taking the dive. I think though the one thing that I'm just super, I guess frustrated. I don't know, but agitated. Not angry, but like I don't know. But something that makes me super uncomfortable is the fact that now all the other responsibilities, at least for me, are starting to bear down on me. Like oh, I have to get a job. Oh, I'm graduating soon. I have to be a functioning, working member of society soon. So it's like, and it's like, oh, dude. So I have to juggle with that and the fact that I want to chase this dream of mine, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and it's it's hard in a way, it's a bit of a struggle because it again, I think I talked about this to you before. It pulls away from your certain responsibilities and reprioritizes everything that you want to focus on.
Yeah. I think the realistic way to think about it is we're probably not gonna be able to create anime in the way we want it until I graduate college itself. I think
Mm,
is a more realistic way to look at it.
yeah.
Um, Not because, like, wait for me, guys, but more along the fact that that is like a 4 or 5 year time frame that I think
Mm-hmm.
is like, do I think I'll be able to make an anime episode in 5 years? I think I'm fairly confident about that. But making an
Mm,
anime episode in 1 year, and being in that process and in that groove is kind of it's it's doable. Don't get me wrong, and I think it would be awesome if we could, because that means we're moving really fast, and that's good for us.
mm,
But realistically, I don't think it's too reasonable.
yeah.
But I think in a 5 year time frame, I mean it's just a perfect 5 year time frame.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Yeah.
that's a
Surely we'll find an animator then, right?
yeah. The 5 years is a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And I think that should be enough time for me to refine my skills, you to have enough money to, do what you want to do, enough
Yeah.
time for to, you know, refine his skills as well and have the knowledge that he needs. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a good time. But
Yeah.
again, I think we all have to see where things go because life can
Yeah.
change. It could take us 10 years. It could take us
Mm.
3 years, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like,
It's just scary that at least because of how fast I think me and Un are growing, the safety net is quickly being removed. You know,
oh
with
yeah.
like we
And
will
that's why I'm
soon.
happy. I'm happy
Yeah.
of that. Or I mean, like, I'm not too happy. If we start sooner, I'd be way more happier. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's better to start now than later. And I think,
Yeah. That is definitely true.
like,
That
I
is.
finally found that. Like, I found
Yeah.
that out, like, when I created the YouTube channel. I think that
Yeah.
is a lucky thing for me.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that I feel like I'm also just lagging behind. Just as an adult, and it's also a scary thing because while I am applying for a job, one of the things that's kind of holding me back is the fact that like say I can't drive because I can't actually I can't go to my job without being able to drive. So it's like oh shit. So I'm actually gonna have to either I'm gonna have to man up or and actually use the car, or I'm gonna have to like ask mom to just take me there on the way, which might be easier, but I don't know.
Or
Like,
you have to Uber, and that
yeah,
goes into your money cost.
yep, and money that I could be using for literally anything else.
Yeah, like gas for your own car to drive.
It's scary because it's like while I do have safety nets, it's just like some of them aren't going to be as effective in the long run. And that's incredibly terrifying to me. And I will, it's of course it's all about working through that and being able to storm that. But it's still, I think it's a very scary aspect that terrifies me. Which you know we can, and the fact that literally it comes down to we'll see what happens is also a very scary notion, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's fairly scary, but I mean, I'm not even too happy with the pace that we're going at,
Mm.
even though it's super reasonable to start off super slow. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm a very, you know, I think too big sometimes, and
Hmm.
I think I'm thinking too big for YouTube at a lot of times. But
Yeah.
and I do think that's a big problem, but I think without it, I think where would we be? You know.
Mm. Yeah.
And we just need to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it just comes down to keep moving forward, eh?
Yeah, and it hurts,
Yeah.
but I mean, we just have to do it.
Yeah. It's also hopeful in its own right, right?
Yeah. I mean, wrapping it back around, I think it's kind of like, graduation where like you
Mm.
hit this place where like it's like half a roadblock, half not a roadblock, half a gate,
Mm,
half not a gate, and like
yeah,
you're in this in between, but where to just where you have to jump over, and
yeah,
it's kind of scary, but and you don't even know where the drop will lead you,
mm,
or like if winds will pick up and move you another way. I
yeah,
think it's very scary, and I think it's for me it's very frightening, and like it just sucks. It's just like I
yeah,
want to do this thing, but I just can't. It's physically impossible. I can't do it right now, and it
yeah.
sucks, right? I don't have any power to do anything,
Mhm.
and like I'm trying to like build this community, but it's just so hard when I have fucking school in the way. I have just so many things in the way, and I just can't.
Mm, right, definitely.
It's annoying. It really is,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, but I think like again, we don't want to leave off of this despairing, message. So one thing that I think really helps with that is, well, it is a few things, right? Firstly, life is too fucking short. Like people like that is a cliche thing to say, but like if you literally count the numbers of weeks you have, and it's already crazy that I've already gone through a third of mine.
yeah.
A third, almost a third, I can say. And I'm just like, what the heck? Yeah, I got to start now. Gotta start and at the end of the day, because of that, just try to enjoy life best you can. Suffer as much as you can as well, because it's an experience. Because as much as suffering is a bad thing, it does mold people in ways that allow them to grow. Sometimes, most times, you know,
Yeah.
if executed in healthy ways.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, like, one thing and it's one of the reasons why I respect this subject so much. Look at history. You see these people with throughout all of history just fucking going on the grind and coming out on the other side. For example, I recently watched about a Korean admiral named Admiral Yi, uh, and his story is fucking amazing. He like started off as like yeah, he was like an aristocrat, but then he was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna be in the military, and he dogged on every Japanese ship when they invaded.
Easy clap.
Yeah, it was like holy shit. And the man, by the way, the man got demoted to like pawn, like literally like private status, like
Bruh.
like 5 times. And in between that he was dogging on like the invaders, and I was like, what the heck? And now he's like regarded as like a Korean hero. I'm just like, yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's sick in its own right. Then you have, again, all these like schemes throughout history. You have all these people that have just gone through crap and come out the other side fine, and some who unfortunately took the dive and didn't come back out. But that's an experience to learn from in a way. So again, and again, as I mentioned before, that is one of the many reasons, and one of the main reasons I should say, why I respect history so much, because
Yeah.
it does teaches you a lot about life in general as well. So, at
Y-
least from my point of view.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, as the future may be terrifying, you could always find concrete, um, I guess, markers to go by in forms of history, and the fact that your future is short, kind of
Yeah.
helps in a way, in a really morbid way, you know.
Yeah. And like I think I was just looking through my quotes cuz I was like there has to be a quote that kind of fits the topic that we were talking about. And
Hmm.
I stumbled upon this quote from taxes, or as that's what me and Brian like to call it, but it's
Yeah.
imotosai irbai. And I
Mhm.
think in a
We are
way,
not saying the English title.
but I think it's interesting because we've always hit this roadblock, but a lot of people haven't, and a lot of people, just get scot free, and it's irritating sometimes, And I think this happens to a lot of people, and I think this quote is just a very nice quote. Even though it may not directly address our topic, I think it's still a very interesting quote, and it's by the main character, and it goes like this: "There's always someone who has what you want, and usually it means nothing to the person who has it. It's pretty much a miracle when you have what you want, and most comedies and tragedies happen due to the absence of that miracle. That's basically how this whole world works." And I think that's I think that's quite interesting because it really is like you're holding on to this miracle, and hoping
Yeah.
that this miracle happens. But it happens to a
Yeah.
lot of people, and a lot of people have what you want, and you can't take it from them, because like that's physically impossible. But I
Yeah.
think knowing that a lot of people are trying to work towards that, and that some people actually made it, I think it's really amazing, and I think
Not only that as well, but also the fact that through cooperation, there can be a mutually beneficial relationship that happens, right?
mhm.
So again, looking for an animator out there who's I don't know, like oh man, we say that we need an animator and stuff, but it's like that is in itself very difficult because we have no way of paying them.
Yeah, come work for free for us.
Yeah, like are we really gonna say that to someone, bro? Man.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's the thing as well. Like even if we could pay them, there's no guarantee that you know our ideas pop off. But
Mhm.
we shall see. I'm pretty confident in Project Lamb. I think it's a pretty sick concept.
I think it's interesting too. I think I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, but again, it's always those two words. We'll see. Oh man, but I think it's about time that or at least I don't know. I guess it's about time we end it here now.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, no, not we'll see, but yeah, I think it's that saddening time again where you can stop listening to me and Brian ramble about some random stuff that, let's be honest, you've probably been listening to for the past 9 weeks. Um, but yeah, I think during the summer more stories will pop up. I think, or maybe
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe we'll just keep talking about this dream and
yeah.
just
I mean, yeah, we always come back to it, don't we?
yeah. I think
Just
it.
goes to show how important it is. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and especially because we're on the Ikigai podcast. I think
Hmm.
it when you hear it, or when me and Brian hear it, and probably on too, we just think about the future, and I think we're so engrossed into this future that we don't really see anything else, and I think I think it's an interesting thought.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for watching Two Asian Dudes this time. The third one is out having fun, and please wish on a good graduation, because by the time
Hmm.
this comes out, he will have graduated. So
Hmm.
clap, clap, clap. Um,
Our boys moving. Yeah, our boys move into adulthood.
yes, sir.
Hey,
And
hey, I know you're listening to this. Congratulations, my man.
congrats, bro. We should hang out. You should sleep over sometime, bro.
Yeah.
But
Oh man.
yeah. So thank you for watching Two Asian Dudes. This is Ikigai podcast, and Ikigai is the reason of being, or something like that. I don't know how. I don't. I don't know.
Oh.
But I don't know why you're watching that. But that's your Ikigai. Just watching us do whatever we want. And again, thank you. This has been the Ikigai podcast. I'm Kevin. I'm signing out.
This is Brian signing out.
And of course, if Fawn was here, he would sign out as well. But he's having a great time. So thank you guys for
Hmm.
hanging out with us today. And we hope you
Yep.
enjoyed. Thank
Yep. Have a good
you.
day, guys. Bye. Peace
Woo!
out.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Brian with just a quick thing. As of the release of this video, it's actually Memorial Day, so please pay your respects to those who served honorably in the defense of our country and people. Whenever it's for someone who has passed in the line of duty or someone who is still putting their life on the line to this day, please do be a kind soul and treat them as a fellow human living alongside you on this giant rock. So, to those who all have honorably served us, thank you. On another note, as editor for this video, I thought I'd give a quick and proper thanks to one of our most dearest of friends. Ikigai Studios was definitely one of his ideas, and for him to be graduating is just an awesome thing. Kevin and I have been his childhood friend for so long that it's almost surreal that he's now getting ready for the next stage in his life. It's no exaggeration that is one of the building blocks that made up Ikigai Studios and has contributed to so much whenever it's making music, giving input, or really trying to push us towards the dream of this studio. Has just done so much and he's such a legend. So I think I say this for me, Kevin, and even the others. Thanks and congratulations. May your future and prospects be ever fruitful, and if you ever need it, we'll always be there for you, man. And as one of the few people in our friend group that knows at least a little Japanese, I'll leave you with this, man. 未来が幸せといいね。だから頑張って諦めないでしょ。じゃあ、またね。See you soon, man, and congratulations.